Hey everybody, it's Casey, and we're at Broke Neck Adventures. Changed it up a little bit. Hope that doesn't screw up the whole, what do they call it, the algorithm or whatever. Um, Today I want to talk to you about the trailer that I've been using to haul my dog and gear, and it's ultimately a ridiculous load. And back by the end of this video, you'll see how it gets packed and put together. But we've got everything stripped down. And except for one saddlebag, because I had to take a shower, do a quickie on that one. We built a shower at the compound. It's pretty trick. It's the nicest building on the compound. But the trailer, let's get into that first off. Got a cool little mechanism here with the ball hitch, and I will look this up. I cannot for the life of me remember the brand name. But you just lift your lever, pop the hitch off, whammo, there it sits. Let's move the old green speed out of the way. Sorry, that was bad form. You should never turn your back to the camera. Another thing I like about the new green speed, it's got emergency brakes. So we're just going to move this off right about there. And we're going to move this more here. Okay. Now, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to flip this up on its side. There we go. There you go. There's the framework. It started out as a bed frame. And so I cut it up, and as you see, it's just a series of rectangles, basically. And it's held together, except for this part right here. Had to do an emergency field repair that did its job, didn't leave me stranded, all that good stuff. The tongue is out of a piece of 3/4 inch rigid EMT, very stout, not horribly heavy, but I initially put just regular EMT on it, and that lasted, I don't know, 64 miles. Fortunately, I got to my friend's house before it completely fell apart. So we got this. Still have a little bit of tweaking to do on it. A couple things you want to know if you're building a trailer. Let me see if this will lean against the garage door. Good enough. Okay. This, just imagine an imaginary line coming across here. You want a perfect T with your wheel hubs. If you make an imaginary line here to here, and then you want a perfectly square T from here to that. Otherwise, your trailer's gonna sit kind of cockeyed when you have it hooked up, and it wears the tires out a little quicker, and it's going to cause more drag, things like that. All the corners are welded. I'm not a great welder, but they've held, so good for me. And of course, I think I mentioned these are just scavenged BMX wheels from an old BMX, very nice one. I would have liked to kept the frame. It was a GT. It was bad little frame. But part of my eliminating extra junk I just got rid of it. And so that's the bottom side. Got a 1/4 inch U-bolt holding it here. That is a 7/16 or a 1/2 inch, I can't remember which. Bolt, it goes through, bolts into this, and it's done great. Now, when we flip it over, the improvements I made, well, I guess we'll just show you from this side. First off, it had, hang on. That's a piece of 5/16 OSB, got it off a job me and my buddy were doing, hanging some cabinets, and that was some scrap, so it was available, it was free, grabbed it, and put it on. it did its job, but you know, it's OSB. It's not real super durable. And one of the worst things that happened is you see all this damage right here. We hit a bump. And we were going at a decent clip, probably, you know, maybe 15, 20 mile an hour. And man, that bump, phew, you didn't see it. There wasn't any sign that showed it. It wouldn't even phase you in a car, but it was enough to launch the trailer. I mean, it launched. It bounced that sucker clear up in the air. The cage pulled clean through the OSB, right through here. I had it fender washer, you know, big fender washers bolted in, pulled right through it. Whole cage went over. Poor Hank was wondering what happened, why his world turned upside down. He was fine, but it put a beating on his cage. His cage, in fact, we'll get that too. This was his old kennel, and it's seen its better days for sure. It hit 2,000 miles or so. That's what we've gone. And when that thing bounced, it completely ripped the bottom out of it like that, and the top part of the cage. And Hank was sitting in there just wondering what the heck going on. But yeah, it blew it to pieces. And we pieced it back together and kept going. Of course, that's just part of the deal. Sometimes you can't get it done perfectly, but you can get it done enough to keep going. And we've got a really nice new kennel to put on. That was gifted me by my friend Lance. He was just getting rid of it. I was like, that'll be perfect. Very heavy duty. It's made for a very large dog and made to keep that large dog in. So I liked it because we're heading into gator country. That makes me nervous. Although my cousin says, oh, you don't have to worry about stuff. There's still gators. They can, you know, you get a big enough one and Hank turns into a 45-pound snack, and I don't want that. The new one, which you'll see at the end of the video when I do the collage stuff. So we replaced it with a sheet of aluminum. Boy, howdy. That was a game changer. Now, I went overkill on it. I could have got away with the 16th inch sheet, but I went with 1/8 inch, and we didn't gain much weight on the trailer by it, but, you know, swapping out for the OSB deck. But the reason I want to do it is because I wanted a little extra room behind the wheels so I could get the load more centered on the wheels. I didn't want a lot of load. I was noticing things were very tippy. I was too front heavy on the old load, and it was actually kind of hard to pull. It was putting a lot of weight back here, and I really wanted to reduce the tongue weight. And short of rebuilding the whole frame, which in Trailer 2.0, I'm, you know, somewhere down the road, I am going to build Trailer 2.0, and it's going to be all aluminum. But for right now, this is great. So we bent up basically it's 29.5. This in width, it's 58 in length. So the sheet of aluminum was 33.5 by 60. Yes, because I didn't do a lip in the front. It's just open front. But we bent 2 inches on each side, right here. That was 2 inches, covered the old deck or old frame, and back here was 2 inches. And the reason I did that is because I wanted this extra, probably 10, 11 inches back here. I wanted that because I wanted to shift my load back. I wanted it a little less tongue pressure, and it's worked famous. It works awesome. There's really no framework under here, but with the 1/8 inch aluminum, it'll be fine. I mean, I'm not hauling cars. Sometimes I think I am when I'm going up hills, but no. And the cut here bumps up against that. It keeps it from, caving down. And it's, it works fine. And it will continue to work fine. And we're going to do that. Maybe. Let's actually rehook it up. I'm trying not to show you my back, but it is what it is. I am not a professional. Clearly. So it's when you hook, just to show you, right now I'm about 175 pounds, and I have no worries. I can stand on this, give it some bouncing. It's sturdy. Now these BMX rims are beefy bad boys, man. They're a 5/8 inch nut. I mean, the axles on them are, hefty. They do need bearings. The one over there is pretty loose. It still rolls good, but those bearings are dry as a popcorn fart. So, and they're, cartridge bearings, so you can just press new ones in, it'll be fine. The rims themselves, they're ugly, but, they work, and they're pretty dang straight. For a trailer, it's fine. I also added these eyelets, and as you will see in the future, one here, one back here, one directly across. It's all bolted on with 1/4 inch bolts, and there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think 11 of them. Yeah, there's 6, there's 8, 6, something like that. Math wasn't my strong subject. Anyhow, it's very, very sturdy. It's got just enough flex to take some of the hoobastank out of the bumps, and it's gonna hold. It's gonna hold. It's gonna be solid. I also, because I've been wanting to do this, because I've lost so many blinkies on this trip, man, with those little rubber attachments and they wrap around and whatever. They seem to like to catch things from time to time and disappear into the trail. Oddly enough, this is a trail find. I found this on the Virginia Capitol Trail. It's a Bonrager, I believe. Yep, Bonrager Flare RT. Great blinky. It is. It really is. I really like it. It just works, and it holds its charge well and stuff like that. But I direct bolted it in here. The mounts on some of them, if you look back, you see the little black brass insert, threaded brass insert. That's what they're for. And so popped a hole in it, stuck an Allen screw in it, and Shazam. That's not going to go anywhere, and I will be getting another one because I like balance and symmetry. That will go directly across over there, and then on top of the cage I have one. I'll be getting another one, so I'll have 4 blinkies and a very large slow moving vehicle sign. I'm very visible at night and very visible in the day, and that's pretty much the show there. There's your homemade trailer. These are kind of outriggers. Well, I'll call them outriggers, why not? And like I said, it's nothing special. It's an old metal bale frame. People throw those things out all the time. You can pick them up for free. It's good metal. It's good metal for this kind of thing. It's got a nice flex, but it's also hard. It's not, it's sturdy. And when you take the deck off, and it's just the frame and the wheels, it's, less than 20 pounds. So, not bad for, some homemade engineered thing. This is my old rack that got destroyed real quick because when I was at my friend's house in Warrenton, Virginia, thanks Bill Rowe, I had to get the hitch and whatnot built on the fly and get in there, there you go. And it it put a beating on that pretty quick. And fortunately, and those of you who know and have taken bike tours like this, I just call them road angels, because you just meet people, and if they're cyclists, man, we stick together. We'll help each other out. And so Master Sergeant, retired Marine Master Sergeant Dan, met him in Topsail, North Carolina, South Carolina, Topsail. It was along the beach somewhere. And I believe it was North Carolina, because it was the very southern part of the Outer Banks. And he let me use his garage and shore up all this. This is going nowhere. It's the final rendition, maybe a couple little tweaks yet, but yeah, that saved me. So my trailer and hitch are 100. I'll be hitting the road from the compound in the next day or two. I don't want to leave. I kind of like it here. I really like it here. But, you know, I'm on a mission. I've got to get this thing done. I started it. I'm going to finish it. But I assure you, I will be back here at some point or another. So, hey, enjoy the slideshow coming up, and you can see how I pack this full thing, how I pack all this and get it ready to roll down the road. Till we see each other again, peace. Love you all.